2025 Preseason College Football Rankings Coaches Poll Top 25 Analysis. Imagine the excitement and anticipation that courses through the college football community as the preseason dawns. The Coaches Poll Top 25 for the 2025 season has just been released, and it's a roller coaster ride from start to finish. At the very top, Texas reigns supreme, a position they've earned after a stellar 13-3 record last year. But there's a twist. The Longhorns' triumph was tarnished by a loss to Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl Classic. As we delve into the top five, we find the Buckeyes, Penn State, Georgia, and Notre Dame jostling for position, each with their own set of strengths and uncertainties. But here's where it gets controversial. There's no clear-cut favorite for the championship. Why? It all comes down to quarterback play, or the lack thereof in some cases. Take Ohio State, for example. Will Howard's transfer from Kansas State brings in a new dynamic, but it's Julian Sayin, a five-star prospect with minimal college experience, who's now at the helm. Oregon faces a similar scenario, with Dante Moore stepping into the shoes of a legendary quarterback. And let's not forget Georgia's Carson Beck, who left fans wanting more. Notre Dame's C.J. Carr, a redshirt freshman with no college game experience, is another wild card. But perhaps the biggest question mark of all is Arch Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli. His potential has been hyped for years, but can he live up to the expectations? Now here's the part most people miss. The real contenders might be teams with established quarterbacks. LSU, Clemson, and Penn State all return their starters from last season. These players, Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, and Drew Aller, are not only vying for conference titles, but also positioning themselves for the 2026 NFL Draft. Among these, Drew Aller, a five-star recruit from Penn State, stands out. Under the guidance of offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki, Aller has shown impressive growth. However, he's yet to deliver a signature performance in a crucial game. Until he does, Penn State may continue to feel the pressure of unfulfilled potential. So, as we look ahead to the 2025 season, which team will emerge as the true championship favorite? Will it be a team with a seasoned quarterback, or a squad that finds a way to harness the potential of a young star? The debate is wide open, and we want to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation in the comments. Do you agree with the Coaches Poll rankings, or do you think there's an underdog waiting to make a statement? Reacting to Coaches Poll Top 25, Overrated and Underrated Teams. In the world of college football, rankings often provoke passionate debates, and the latest preseason Coaches Poll has certainly ignited discussions. The anticipation surrounding these rankings reached new heights when they were unveiled on Monday, giving fans a glimpse into how the landscape of college football might look as we head into the 2025 season. At the pinnacle of these rankings, the Texas Longhorns have achieved a historic milestone by securing their very first preseason #1 ranking. This is a notable achievement, especially considering the fierce competition they faced from last year's national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who narrowly missed clinching the top position. As expected, familiar names dominate the top of the poll, with perennial powerhouses such as Georgia, Notre Dame, and Oregon maintaining their prominence. An interesting note is that 7 of the top 10 teams and 8 out of the 11 ranked participated in the college football playoff last year. However, a closer inspection of these rankings reveals some surprising choices that could deserve a second thought regarding their actual worthiness. Creating a preseason top 25 list is challenging, as various voters, including coaches or their appointed representatives, bring unique perspectives to their rankings. This variability can lead to some discrepancies that evoke both praise and criticism. Here are several teams in the inaugural Coaches Poll that might be perceived as either overrated or underrated, based on their current positioning. Overrated. Number 13, South Carolina. The excitement surrounding South Carolina's offseason has escalated, perhaps a bit too aggressively. While it is true that they have a standout quarterback in Lenoris Sellers, who is seen as a strong contender for the Heisman Trophy, and an exceptional edge rusher in Dylan Stewart. It might just be too much to rank them as high as 13th. This past season, the Gamecocks ended with a solid 9-3 record, but their Citrus Bowl loss to Illinois raises questions about their consistency. Here's where it's controversial. South Carolina finds itself ranked ahead of 3 programs that made it to the college football playoff last year, as well as a conference champion in Boise State. Although the Gamecocks possess star talent, they have glaring issues to address. Aside from Mazeo Bennett Jr., the receiving core is thin, and there's uncertainty surrounding running back Rasul Faison's eligibility to play. Moreover, with 3 players departing for the NFL from the defensive line, Stewart will have enormous pressure on him to maintain performance. While the potential exists for South Carolina to excel, it seems like this ranking may be overly optimistic given their current needs. Underrated. Number 6, Clemson. Despite earning a couple of first-place votes, Clemson finds itself outside the coveted top 5, sitting behind both Georgia and Notre Dame. While both programs undoubtedly have a strong case as contenders, it's worth examining why the Tigers deserve more recognition. Many skeptics might prematurely declare the end of Dabo Swinney's dynasty, but the evidence suggests otherwise. Clemson's quarterback situation has significantly improved with Cade Klubnik, who is generating buzz as a prospective first-round draft pick and a possible Heisman candidate. The team boasts one of the most formidable wide receiving groups and an experienced offensive line, coupled with a defense brimming with future NFL talent, including edge rusher T.J. Parker and defensive lineman Peter Woods. According to ESPN's SP Plus metrics, they lead the nation in returning production, building off an impressive season where they clinched the ACC title and reached 10 wins. Overrated. Number 14, Michigan. After a shaky start to his tenure, Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore capped off his first full season with a notable victory over Ohio State and Alabama, which generated significant buzz for the Wolverines heading into the offseason. They added a powerful asset in quarterback Bryce Underwood, the top prospect in the 2025 class, who switched from LSU. However, the reliance on a freshman quarterback stepping into a competitive Big Ten environment might be overly ambitious. Further complicating matters, Michigan's roster took a hit with the departure of key running backs Kalel Mullings and Donovan Edwards, along with top pass catcher Colston Loveland. While the Wolverines did bring in impressive talent such as transfer running back Justice Haynes, the questions surrounding their offensive capability cannot be ignored, especially considering they must now fill gaps left by notable defensive players like lineman Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant and cornerback Will Johnson. Although optimism surrounds Michigan for this season, a top 15 ranking feels somewhat premature at this juncture. 21. Iowa State. Some fans may be growing weary of Iowa State and its head coach Matt Campbell due to their long-standing inability to win a conference title and their absence from the college football playoff. However, the Cyclones are coming off their best season yet, recording 11 wins in 2024 and making a run to the Big 12 championship game. A strong roster returns, with 14 starters back, which ranks among the highest in the FBS. They include key contributors such as quarterback Rocco Becht and running backs Carson Hansen and Abu Sama, along with standout defensive players like Jeremiah Cooper. Although Iowa State faces challenges with the loss of wide receivers Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins, they may find a reliable option in Chase Sowell, a transfer from East Carolina, which could help maintain their offensive explosiveness moving forward. Overrated. No. 18. Tennessee. While there's no debate that the Volunteers belong in the top 25 rankings, their placement at this position ahead of teams like Indiana and Iowa State may be questionable. Tennessee has experienced a decline in offensive performance since 2022, especially after quarterback Hendon Hooker nearly became a Heisman finalist. The recent departure of starter Nico Iamaleava following spring practice has muddied the waters further. They attempted to remedy this with quarterback Joey Aguilar, a rather unique trade acquisition, but there are concerns about his potential, and he might struggle to secure the starting position against Jake Merklinger, who hasn't started a collegiate game yet. The wide receiver squad is currently lacking, with only 7 scholarship players, many of whom have minimal experience, and they must fill the void left by 2024's SEC Offensive Player of the Year, Dylan Sampson. Although Tennessee might field a playoff-ready defense once more, it too faces hurdles. Potential All-American cornerback Jermod McCoy is recovering from an ACL injury, while versatile defensive back Boo Carter's status remains uncertain following off-season issues. Depth concerns also persist at safety following key player exits to transfer. Underrated, Louisville. Under the guidance of Jeff Brom, who has tallied 19 wins in his initial 2 years with the Cardinals, this squad may be on the brink of their strongest season thus far. He has effectively replaced quarterback Tyler Show, now an NFL second-round pick, with USC transfer Miller Moss. Despite a rough patch at USC, Moss is seen as a perfect match for Brom's offensive system. And history shows that Brom has a knack for maximizing his quarterback's potential. Running back Isaac Brown is poised for breakout recognition, and wide receivers Colin Lacey and Chris Bell are ready to provide solid options for Moss in the passing game. While the loss of defender Ashton Gallott poses a challenge, the Cardinals have a formidable linebacker duo with TJ Quinn and Stanquan Clark. Don't be surprised if Louisville finds itself in the playoff picture as the season progresses into November. 2025 College Football Preseason Rankings. Texas, Ohio State, Penn State lead the way. In a stunning turn of events, the college football world has been set abuzz as the preseason coaches poll has revealed its top picks for the upcoming season. ESPN's latest scoop has Texas, Ohio State, and Penn State leading the charge, followed closely by Georgia and Notre Dame. These titans of the gridiron have secured their spots in the top 5, leaving fans and critics alike eagerly anticipating kickoff. But here's where it gets controversial. Is the poll truly indicative of what's to come, or are we in for some unexpected upsets? The stage is set for an epic showdown between the number 1 Longhorns and the number 2 Buckeyes, as they clash in their season opener on August 30th at Ohio Stadium. This marks the first time in history that Texas will kick off the season at the top spot. With 28 of the 67 panelists predicting a Longhorn victory, the pressure is on for Tom Herman's squad to deliver. Meanwhile, Ohio State isn't going down without a fight, boasting 20 first-place votes of their own. Penn State, Georgia, and Clemson also receive nods as potential preseason number 1s, with the Nittany Lions receiving 14 votes, the Bulldogs nabbing 3, and the Tigers securing 2. But don't count out Oregon, Alabama, LSU, and Miami just yet. They're rounding out the top 10 and hungry for a chance to prove themselves. The opening weekend of college football promises to be one for the ages, with a slate of high-stakes matchups that could shake up the rankings. In addition to the Texas-Ohio State battle, Clemson will host LSU, while Alabama faces off against Florida State. And let's not forget about the Miami-Notre Dame clash on August 31st. These games are sure to test the mettle of each team and provide plenty of drama for fans. The SEC leads the pack with 4 teams in the top 9, including South Carolina, Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. The Big Ten follows closely behind with 6 teams in the mix, and the Big 12 boasts 5 representatives. The ACC's only other team to join Clemson and Miami is SMU, while Boise State is the sole Group of 5 team to start the season ranked. As the season unfolds, the Associated Press will release its preseason rankings on August 11th, adding another layer of intrigue to the already thrilling landscape of college football. So, dear reader, which team do you think will reign supreme? Will the pollsters' predictions hold true, or will we witness a Cinderella story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.